Hello there, this is Dale Schweeman with the Schweeview. Tonight's topic is going to be how to improve safety in our schools. And I want to take the time to thank you guys for your previous views. I've had an individual send a comment to me tonight that I do want to touch on. He said I watch too much Fox News Network. Thank you for that. However, I haven't watched a cable news network in probably a year. I do a lot of reading, but I don't watch a lot of news. I I actually live the life in the real world. That's why I have this topics that I cover and my views on those is because of actual life experience and actually talking to people face to face. I do believe the individuals that are sitting behind those microphones on the cable news network, they live in what's called an ideal world for me. Specifically, I'll talk about Sean Hannity. I he's a very good individual behind the mic. He definitely speaks well. He definitely is well learned in how to talk. However, he does not allow his interviewers or interviewees to speak their mind. He will ask a question and never let them get their answer out. He's very rude. Um, and Fox has a tendency, and all the news networks have a tendency to have single mindedness. And one of the things right now is considering this big thing about fake news. I don't consider any news fake. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it's fake. When I was going to school, we were told that you have to do research on your sources. Read a book, or we do some sort of book report or some sort of report on something. We had to cite our sources. We had to then do research on those sources to find out if they were credible. It's the same thing now in our current day news. Um, just because Sean Hannity or any of the other individuals say something doesn't make that accurate, doesn't make it a lie. And there's a fine line between that sometimes. Some person will hear something and hear it and take something from it. Another person hears the exact same thing and takes something else from it. Um, so, no, I don't watch Fox News Network. Sorry. Um, I don't really, like I said, I don't watch cable news networks. I don't watch much news. I don't have time. I actually have to work to pay my bills. Um, and on that tonight, again, hit the subscribe. Definitely watch my videos and definitely hit the likes or dislikes and definitely put down comments. I enjoy those comments. Um, Now, tonight, I want to talk about how to make our schools safer. And here's something I've had this discussion with people, and one of the biggest things people come back with me on is cost and privacy. I believe the schools should have cameras in their rooms, mounted in the front, mounted in the back. I believe this system and these cameras, with our technology today, would solve a lot of problems. Hear me out. And again, don't shut me down just because you don't like the idea right now. Listen to what I have to say and why I have to say it. If we put cameras in the schools in, say, elementary, it helps, and parents can log in at any given time with our technology today. You can get those systems. I know the daycare that we looked at and having our children go to had those systems. So if a daycare has that system, you can put that in our schools. Um, Parents can log in at any given time to see what's going on in the classroom. With it being a digital era, we can store all the things that are going on, whether anybody watches it or not. It can be stored in case something is reported has had happened. You can go back to that date and time and check out what's going on in the classroom. But this can do two things tremendously good. If the cameras are watching the students and the cameras are watching the teachers, and these are public schools, I don't see an invasion of privacy. I don't see where anybody should be against this. Currently, we're at a time where teachers have no control in the classrooms. It's all been taken away, and the children are just running roughshod. And if the child gets in trouble, they go home and say, "Mommy, I didn't do it." Mommy goes up and say, "What? My Johnny didn't do that." Well, they can't do corporal punishment anymore, which is probably a good thing. Now, for me, I got a lot of swats in school. I deserve probably more. However, it's probably a good thing that they don't swat. But that doesn't mean the cameras can't come in and now go, "This is Johnny. This is how your son behaves." And then you can actually sit Johnny down to watch that and see how Johnny goes, "Whoa, that's what I look like." This also can help the teachers. Every teacher, when they go through school to learn how to be a teacher, they have their practicums they have to take. These classroom monitor systems, the teachers can always go back and watch and see how they're doing, see if there's anything they can do better. So let them watch themselves and critique themselves. These are not things to be used as hammers or threats to a teacher, but these can be used as tools for a teacher to make her or himself better. These are things that can be used as tools to make sure our students can be better. We can teach them how to refine their behavior by taking our problem children and letting them watch themselves. Taking those same problem children that have parents say there's nothing going on wrong with their children, watch their children, and let this be a tool to help improve the children's behavior. This is elementary school. This also can be something that can be used to look for hints of being bullied or of people being bullies. As we move up into the middle school, these are things that can help to see what's going on in the classroom, in the hallways, to see what's going on as the students intermingle within themselves as they grow into the young adults. It can also still be used for behavioral. It can be used for the teacher to refine themselves also. This is a continuing, ongoing thing for positives for the teacher. Then we go to high school. High school, this is a huge benefit for high schools. A lot of times right now we're catching things on YouTube, we're catching things on Facebook in which there's conflict in a classroom. But nobody knows how it started because the conflict isn't picked up on video until a student pulls out their iPhone or their cell phone of whatever type and starts recording. They haven't recorded all the stuff going on beforehand. Okay? So these cameras are great for helping to bring all that down and get a better understanding of what's going on in our classrooms. This is also a huge opportunity. We have this problem right now that everybody wants gun control because of school shootings. This is a system that can be used. If we get into some monitoring, we can be seeing the students, how they're interacting. We can see some red flags if Johnny isn't acting just right, because a lot of our schools nowadays are much more hands-off than they were when I went to school. Our counselors, our teachers, they were much more interactive with us students and knowing what's going on in our lives. They were able and had more time because now there's too much administrative stuff for our teachers to do, counselors to do, that they can't really spend the time with the students. Yeah, I'm old. Okay, I'll take that hit. But sometimes old is good. Sometimes what we used to do wasn't so bad. Now we've got social media era in which the teachers have so much to do in their administrative workload that they can't notice these things with the students. Same with the counselors. They don't have that much time. They've got a huge workload. But these cameras in the classroom, in the hallways can help try to pick up those signs. Is it going to be a perfect? No, it's not. Okay, the problem in our society is not the guns. The problem is what the people do with the guns and why they do it. And these cameras could be used as something to help pick up abnormal behavior in the students that are going on in our high schools that maybe, and it is just a maybe, but I think it's worth the chance of taking. Could we get these school put into our schools at a relatively affordable cost? Yes. When you think about how much time and money the schools are spending on detention programs, on rehabilitation programs, on alternative programs, that these cameras can help do away with those. So therefore, those funds that are being spent over here would be moved over to here. Also, the insurance companies would probably jump at helping pay for these because this is something that can very easily be a tool to help prevent school shootings. So, yes, I think every dime is worth it. This is something that I truly believe would be a huge positive for both our elementary and our high school level, as well as our junior high in between. There's a tweener stage. And these cameras in the classrooms to be used to not only help the teachers become better teachers, but also for the students to become better students. This is Dale Schweeman with the Schwee View. Please hit subscribe, definitely like this show, and definitely send me comments. Again, Dale Schweeman with the Schwee View. Let me know how you feel. Thank you.